Hey there, how are you doing, you all guys? This is Tolerant English YouTube channel. I would like to say welcome to this YouTube channel to attend your English tutorial class. Let me ask you before proceeding to the lesson. Have you studied English for so many years, but still can't speak it? If so, this is your right channel to make progress or improve your English language. If I say so, this is enough for about my introduction of what's YouTube channel. Let me get into our today's lesson, and today I am going to show you about the verbs to do. About verbs to do. Good class. In any kinds of word communication, having verb is mandatory. Except or without verbs, it is impossible to make any kinds of word effective communication. So it depends on the verbs. So because of this, we have 5 major types of what verbs in English language. These are verbs to do, what we are going to see in that lesson, verbs to be, verbs to have, modal auxiliary verbs, and the principal or lexical verbs are the major verbs that we use in our daily communication. So excluding or except these kinds of word verbs, it is unbelievable to make any kinds of word communication. Your communication ways can be just word settled in different circumstances or ways as the positive communication or the negative communication, as the interrogative, or which you call it what question communication. But for all these forms or ways of communication, you need to just have first the verbs, okay class? Good. So if I say so about the sorts of verbs that we use in our daily communication in these ways, let's get started our today's lesson about verbs to do. So today, as I told you before, I will show you when and how to just use the verbs to do. Yes? When and how to use verb to do. Thanks a lot for your listening. Let me tell you something about this thing. It says when and how to use verbs to do in the communication. When means it is time. In other sense, it means what tense. How means it is the way. It means that the structure or construction in which ways in which we use them in the communication. So today we focus or encompass on these 2 points of view, like time or tenses and ways or structure of what the tenses, okay? Good. So when means it is a tense, as I told you before, this means many different sources of what verbs to do tenses are there. These are verbs to do present, verbs to do past, verbs to do future, and verbs to do conditionals are the major sort or types of what verbs that we use in the communication. So let me show you about verbs to do in present. So, do, does, did, doing, then, will do are the major types or kinds of what verbs to do. These all kinds of verbs or sorts of verbs what I have just written on this blackboard are the verbs to do. But the difference or distinction between these sorts of the verbs are just what the tense differences. Structurally, they can be just what various or different, as well as what in time, they can also be just what different. Now look at class. Do and does are the kinds of what verbs to do that we use most of the time when the given action is just what in present. So we call it as the present one simple of what verbs to do. Present simple. Yes? So present simple of verbs to do are 2 numbers, do and does. The difference between do and does are just what? This one is used for the plural verbs and this one is for the singular verbs. So according to the subject-verb agreement rules, the singular subject just what agrees with the singular verb. And the plural subject just want to go together with what? The plural verbs. So look at that. Do needs the plural verbs and does needs the singular verbs. So the subject person singular just what agree with the does, and the plural personal pronouns and all nouns just want to go together with what this one do. Another point is what? The present continuous of verbs to do. Present continuous of verbs to do can be just one form by merging or adding the verbs to be, which are synonyms, is, are plus verb infinitive form, which is called what? Doing. So we can form it same as it's what? Just like this one. Is, or, are, plus doing gives or it states or points out about the present continuous of what verbs to do. So this structure always needed when we make our communication in the continuity or in the progressive what form is not associated to what the verb is to do. Another one is what, so we can call this as the present progressive, or sometimes we can also call it the present participle or present continuous. And another one is what? The present perfect. Present perfect of what? Verbs to do. To form present perfect of verbs to do, we need what the auxiliary verbs have to with what is. These auxiliary verbs of have to are three numbers, and this is has and these are has and had with what is. So the basically of do or the does or doing will be just what done. So you can say verbs to have, has or have plus. Yes, the verb of doing will be just what turn or change it into then. So you call these kinds of what verbs to do has the present perfect of what verbs to do. Say as plus, this states about the present perfects of what verbs to do. Present perfects. Yes? Good. Other one is in the last. The other is in the last one is what? The present parents, which is called what? Present perfect continuous of verbs to do. Again, to form or make the present perfect of continuous of verbs to do by having this one, just saying the verbs to have plus auxiliary verbs has or have plus been plus what verb infinitive form, yes, which is called what doing. So has or have been doing is called what? The present perfect continuous of what verbs to do. And the next one is the past parents. For past aspects tense are done in English language, and these are the simple past, the past continuous, the past perfect, and the past perfect continuous. So past simple of what verbs to be are there, and it is formed with verb'TO. The verb'TO of this one is called what? Did. So you can say this one, the simple past of verbs to do. So we call this one is what? Past simple, yes? Past simple of what? Verbs to do. And if the given action is just one completed before or accomplished formerly or previously, you use the verbs to do, which is called what did. Another one is what? The second result or types of what past parents verbs to do. And it is what? The past continuous of verbs to do. So to form the past continuous of verbs to do, we use what? The auxiliary verbs of verbs to be of what past. That means was or were plus what verb infinitive form of what do, which is called what doing. And so you can say was slash where plus verb infinitive form of do is what doing, and then it becomes what doing. So you can say this one the past continuous of what verbs to do. Yes, past continuous of what verbs to do. And so the next one is the past perfect of verbs to do. Past perfect of verbs to do can be just one form, having the past simple of what verbs to have with what basically of what do. The basically of do will be just what done. So we can say had plus verbs, and the basically of this one is what done. So you can say had done. Had done is the past perfect of what verbs to do. Yes, past perfect. Past perfect of what? Verbs to do. And the last one is the past perfect continuous of what verbs to do. Yes, to make a past perfect continuous of verbs to do, we can also add just what the verbs to have in been plus what verb identity form is. So you can say had been, yes, had plus been plus verb identity form, which is called what? Doing. Yes, had been doing is called the past perfect continuous of what verbs to do. Past perfect what? Continuous of what verbs to do. And the next one is what? The future parents. 5 future aspects are there in English language. So the same is true for what verbs to do. So you can have 4 future verbs to do. And notice the simple future verbs to do, the future continuous verbs to do, the future perfect verbs to do, and the future perfect continuous verbs to do are there. But when we form them, we can form in different ways. And their structure as well as their function is also just what different. Yes? So let me show you about the verbs to do of what is simple future. Simple future of what verbs to do. That means will or shall plus what? Verb 1 or which is called what? Infinitive, which is called what? Do. The infinitive of does or do is the base verb which is itself is what? Do itself. So will or shall do is the simple future of what? Simple future of verbs to do. Another one is the verbs to do in future of what continuous. That means future continuous of what verbs to do. So to form these future continuous verbs to do, we use what? The auxiliary verbs will or shall plus be plus verb identity form. So the verb identity form of do is what? Doing. So we can say will or let's say shall plus be, which is verb identity form in this one, and then we can say will or shall be doing is the future continuous of what verbs to do. Another one is the verbs to do or perfects in future form. So future perfects, yes, verbs to do are there. So how can we form it? It will be just like this one. Yes, will plus have plus verb 3, which is what? Done. So you can say, will have done is the future perfect continuous, not continuous, future perfects what verb is to do. And the last one is what? Future perfect continuous verb is to do. And we can form it or make it just having this one, that's verbs to have plus what? Been plus what verb identity form, which is called what? Doing. Good class. This is all about what I want to just tell you. In the all forms or sorts of what verbs to do, you can use in your daily communication. Yes, so there are 12. Numbers not only 12, but the exceptional verbs in tense forms we can call it conditional is also left. But in this case, the major 12 kinds of what verbs to do are applicable or available in our daily to-day word expression when we communicate with someone or somebody else's. So to interact, you need to just have these kinds of what verb types or what to do in present verbs to do, past verbs to do, future verbs to do. So under these major sorts of what the tenses, you can also have four aspects, okay class. That means present simple, present continuous, present perfect continuous to do. And the next is past simple, past continuous, past perfect continuous. This one is called the verbs to do of what? Past parents. And the last one is the future what's verbs to do parents. That are simple future, future continuous, future perfect continuous what verbs to do are there. So this is all about what you need to just know or understand or remember when you make a communication in case of the verbs to do. I want to say thank you so lot for your listening. For today it is enough. Bye bye. Thank you so much. We will meet together later. Bye.